Okay, first of all, I am a little bit behind schedule. I should have uploaded my second review for the Elric Saga read-along weeks ago because I finished the second novel in the Elric Saga, Sailor on the Seas of Fate, weeks ago. But it didn't happen, and that's because life has been really hectic lately. I have been busy all month, not always in a bad way. I've been working a lot, I've been writing a lot. It hasn't really left me as much time to script out my videos or film as many videos as I would have liked. So I probably should be reviewing Sailor on the Seas of Fate right now, but like I said, I don't really have the time or energy to do a video like that. So I wanted to go for something a little bit more low energy and a little more casual to cap off this month. And that is definitely what this video is going to be. So I will be reviewing Sailor on the Seas of Fate from the Elric Saga, but that will probably be happening on Wednesday instead of my usually scheduled episode of Random Book Wednesday. I need to get back on top of things. Chris from Liminal Spaces has already done 2 videos on Sailor on the Seas of Fate. He did an overall book review and then a spoiler talk. So he's beat me in my own game. I need to get back on my game here. But enough of that. Without any further ado, allow me to show you my DAWs.
It's time to do.
Hail, fellow travelers. Tim from Secret Fire Books here with a tag video. Yeah, I don't usually do tag videos here on this channel, even when other people tag me. Look, I'm sorry, Kevin. But this particular tag is about something that's very near and dear to my heart. If you couldn't tell from the t-shirt, this is in fact the Show Us Your DAWs tag. For a while now, I have been fascinated with DAW Books, the publishing house started by Donald A. Wollheim, focused solely on publishing science fiction and fantasy. Now, in our little corner of vintage science fiction fantasy booktube, DAW Books is a big deal, specifically because they were behind a number of books published in the 1970s with this very distinctive livery, these bright yellow spines with black and red lettering, and these little yellow DAW logos in the corners. Now, these books have become very collectible. There's something like 600 numbered DAW books, as far as I'm aware, and they always have the best cover art, I've found. Now, a few weeks ago, Jake from Pulp Mortem and Chris from Liminal Spaces were doing a live stream where they were just hanging out and talking about DAW books and showing off some of their favorite books from the publisher. And I can't remember if it was Jake or Chris or someone from the chat who started it, but the hashtag #ShowUsYourDAWs started trending. And so over the past few weeks, a bunch of my friends from our little corner of YouTube have been doing Show Us Your DAWs videos where they just show off their yellow spine DAW books. And so, yeah, I'm going to sell out and do that myself. Now, I will say that even though I love the DAW Books livery, I don't have nearly as many DAW yellow spines as some of my other friends here on YouTube. I don't have as many as Jake or Chris or some of the other folks that have been collecting books for way longer than I have. For whatever reason, I can never find DAW yellow spines out in the wild. Most of these books are books that I ordered online. So I have 16 books I'd like to show you, but before I get to those, I want to show off something that I thought was kind of interesting. Now, if you know anything about me, you know that I am a huge fan of heavy metal. Hard rock and heavy metal is my jam, and I'm always looking for new bands to listen to. And a band that I stumbled upon fairly recently is a group called Fairy Ring. They are a sort of psychedelic acid rock / doom metal band. They're really cool. They got some really trippy stuff. And I have their album Weary Traveler on cassette tape. I grew up listening to cassettes a lot as a kid. So, having cassettes is very nostalgic for me. Maybe someday I'll have my own massive cassette collection. One hobby at a time, I know. But something interesting that I found is that the spine for the little cassette jacket does in fact have the same livery as a yellow spine DAW. The format's swapped around, but it is that same bright yellow with the same red and black lettering. I thought that was very cool. So yeah, it doesn't really count as a DAW book, but it's a little interesting bit of ephemera that I thought I'd show off. Okay, enough goofing off. Let's talk about the books. So I'm not going to show these off in any particular order, but I will show you the covers, and I'll let you know the cover artist, because usually DAW was good about crediting their cover artists. And then I'll also show you the interior art, where there is interior art. This first book is one that actually just came in the mail. The delivery guy actually just dropped this off minutes before I turned on the camera. This is DAW number 364, Amazons. It is an anthology. What does it say here? High Adventure in Heroic Fantasy by Andre Norton, C.J. Cherryh, Elizabeth Lynn, Joanna Russ, Tanith Lee, and many more. Edited by Jessica Amanda Salmonson. So yeah, it is a fantasy anthology with mostly female authors writing stories about female protagonists. So there's a couple guy authors thrown in there as well. I think Charles R. Saunders has a story in here. Yeah. Egbewe's Sword by Charles R. Saunders. There's the table of contents if you're interested. And yeah, that is a Michael Whalen cover. Very nice. It does have some interior art. I believe that's by Michael Whalen as well. Very cool. Very, very cool. The next book is DAW number 32. This is The Halcyon Drift by Brian M. Stableford. It's a pretty cool, bright-colored cover there. Who is that by? Cover art by Jack Gaughan. Oh, I should have known. I love Jack Gaughan. Yep, good stuff. Look at that. That's cool. Next is DAW number 339. This is a Jack Vance novel, City of Shash, which is book one of Shy Planet of Adventure. Look at that, dude. I love that big alien dude. That's super cool. The cover art was done by H.R. Van Dongen, and it doesn't look like it has any interior artwork, unfortunately. That's kind of a bummer. Oh, wait, no, it does. It has a map, in fact. A map of Shy. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Next is number 475, Flight to Opar by Philip Jose Farmer. Now, this is a Ken Kelly cover on this edition, but I believe there are other DAW Books editions that have different cover art. I can't be sure about that, but I think that's the case. Yeah, Ken Kelly did this cover. I actually really like it. It's a little Conan-esque, actually. But, yeah, I have not read any Philip Jose Farmer yet. I want to. I think I should probably start with the Opar series because it's supposed to be some high-octane adventure. Yep, cover art by Ken Kelly. There's the interior artwork there. Very cool. Next, we have number 181. This is Dorsai by Gordon R. Dixon. Not the best cover. Not that the artwork is all that bad. It's shrunk down. I don't know why they had to format it that way. The classic novel of the Ultimate Soldier, previously published only in the shortened version entitled The Genetic General. So yeah, I believe this was originally published by Ace Books. I could be wrong about that. But it was in an edited version called The Genetic General. And if I'm not wrong, I think I also have another copy of this book that is much longer. So I think there's like 3 different edits of Dorsai by Gordon R. Dixon. I don't know. I've never read it. I probably should. It's supposed to be some classic military science fiction, and I love military science fiction. Cover art by Paul Lair. Yeah, I like Lair. He's a good artist. There's the interior artwork. Pretty cool. I think I've said pretty cool for every single one of these books so far. Next is DAW number 200. I think this is actually, yeah, this is one of the free DAWs that Jake gave me when we met at Pulp Fest. Number 200, The DAW Science Fiction Reader. This is another anthology, and I think I made this joke in my Pulp Fest book haul video, but they just had so much important information that they wanted to convey on this front cover that they couldn't squeeze in any artwork. Nothing. Not a little spaceman or a generic little spaceship. Nothing whatsoever. They just had to tell you about Andre Norton and Alan Burt Akers. They needed to. Gosh, there's not even any interior artwork. But here's the table of contents. Go ahead and pause the video if you're interested in looking at that. Yeah, I'm sure there's some good stuff in here. I just wish they could have given us a decent bit of cover art. I got another anthology. This is Walheim's World's Best Science Fiction, Series 1. And there we go. There's a bit of generic spaceship artwork. A lot of recognizable authors on the front cover there. This is number UE1349. I'm not sure about those numbering conventions at this point. Does this one have any interior artwork? No, it does not. Who did the generic-looking spaceship in the front? Cover art by John Schoenherr. Never heard of Mr. Schoenherr, but he's not making the best first impression on me with that front cover. Yeah, this is one of the few DAW front covers that I'm not a big fan of. We got another anthology. This is Lynn Carter Presents the Year's Best Fantasy Stories, number 3. This is number 267, and I think that's some Josh Kirby art. I'm pretty sure. Let me check. Yes, it is Josh Kirby. I like it. I like that little warrior fighting that monster there, but I don't understand why there's no background. I think it would have looked cooler if there was some kind of trippy science fiction or fantasy background going on there. Oh well, it looks cool. This one also does have some interior artwork. We got someone fighting a dinosaur. That's awesome. Fun stuff. Now, the next few books are all by C.J. Cherryh, and unfortunately, their spines, their beautiful yellow spines, have kind of been weathered away, so they kind of resemble this gross off-white color. But the books themselves are still fairly intact. I have right here The Fated Sun Shunjir. This is part of her, I think it's the Fated Sun trilogy. I'm pretty sure Fated Sun is a trilogy. It's number, UE1889. I'm not sure what that's all about. Someone needs to let me know in the comments what the UE stands for. And then the 4-digit number. I don't think there's over 1,000 numbered yellow spine DAWs, but I can't be sure. Yeah, I like the cover. It's a little static, but I think it looks nice. I've tried taking this sticker off multiple times, and each time I try to do so, it makes it very apparent that it will destroy the book if I do that. So I've kind of given up. Who did this cover art, by the way? Gino Diachile. Okay, I should have known that. Yeah, Gino Diachile does all kinds of covers. Yeah, looks very nice. Also has some interior artwork. Just a little spaceship flying through space. Pretty standard stuff. Now, I have all 4 books in her Morgaine series. Unfortunately, I don't have the yellow spine version of The Gate of Ivral, the first book in the series. It is a DAW edition, but it's this blue one, so I'm not going to count that. But the next 2 in the series are in yellow spines. Again, their spines are very faded and not so yellow anymore. But this is number 284, Well of Shiwan. And again, that's some more Michael Whelan cover art. This is the time when Michael Whelan was really hitting his stride and starting to develop his own style, I think. I really like that cover a lot. As an awesome interpretation of Morgaine's sword changeling there. Yeah, let's check out the interior artwork. Oh, it just looks like a swamp or something. Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. Does it have a map? The first book had a map. It doesn't look like this one does. That's also very unfortunate. Oh, well. Then there's the third book in the Morgaine cycle, The Fires of Azeroth. And this is number 341, Fires of Azeroth. Again, great Michael Whelan cover with Morgaine and her sidekick. Oh, gosh, what is his name? How did I forget the main character from book 1's name? Oh, my gosh, it's killing me. It's killing me that I can't remember this dude's name. I'm not going to look it up. I'm not going to open the book and look at it. I can't. I can't. It goes against my principles. Kevin Toll is probably screaming at the screen right now. And not just because I'm doing a tag video. After all the times he's tagged me for tag videos, and I've never made a tag video in response. Oh, Kevin, I'm so sorry. I'm also sorry that I haven't gotten back to you about reading the next C.J. Cherryh novel yet. We will do it soon, I promise. Oh my gosh, I have so much to apologize to Kevin for in this video. Okay, I'm going to look at the book. Where does it say his name? Vanier! Dang it, his name was Vanier! Oh, okay, well, that destroyed my soul a tiny bit. Looks like we have an another map for the interior art. And I don't like this map as much as the map from book 1, but it's not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, the 4th book in the Morgaine series is also from DAW, but that was in, I think, the late 80s, where they had totally phased out the whole Yellow Spine thing, so I'm not going to show that one off at all. And the rest of these are all Michael Moorcock novels. First up, we have number 178, The Land Leviathan. Again, we have more Michael Whalen art, but I actually don't know if I like this. The line work and the backgrounds and stuff look good, but I don't know if I like the color palette. It's a little too muddy for my liking. It is the sequel to The Warlord of the Air, which, if memory serves, is, I think, often credited, at least, as being one of the first steampunk novels. I don't know anything about that, but I guess I'll have to try this series at some point. The interior artwork has a couple of people watching an airship go down in flames. That's pretty exciting. Yeah, I'll have to get to that series soon. Obviously, I'll have to read the first book first. Then we have the Hawkmoon series by Michael Moorcock. I have the first Hawkmoon book, The Jewel in the Skull. It's in a DAW edition, but it's not a Yellow Spine DAW, so that doesn't count. It does have my preferred cover artist. I can't remember his name. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, here's the second book in the Hawkmoon series. This is number UW1391. Still don't know what that's all about. This is the Mad God's Amulet. Got a nice little painting of Hawkmoon front and center, wearing the Mad God's Amulet. He's backed up by that big tiger monster. I can't remember what it's called. And then in the background, we have his little hairy mountain man friend sneaking up behind him. I can't remember what that guy's name is either. I'm forgetting everybody's names now. No interior artwork, unfortunately. The cover artist is Richard Clifton Day. Yeah, I like his Hawkmoon covers. I think they do a good job of portraying the characters and the world of Hawkmoon. Then we have Hawkmoon number 3, and this is number 249, The Sword of the Dawn. We have a very odd scene on that front cover, but it is a scene that happens in the book. Hawkmoon is buck naked, fighting a giant tentacle monster next to a river of blood. That is actually something that happens in the series. Hawkmoon is a crazy, crazy science fiction fantasy series. Do we have any interior artwork? Oh, we have a map. Nice. We have a map of the realm of the Runestaff with the great empire of Grand Bretagne. Yep, very cool. I like maps. I like maps a lot. Have the 4th and final Hawkmoon novel. This is number 257. This is the Runestaff with a very scuffed up cover, unfortunately. But again, this is another scene from the book. Hawkmoon and his friends are on this pirate ship fighting these big winged bat monsters. Yeah, really cool. And again, we just have another map of the realm of the Runestaff on the inside. Now, I have saved the best for last. This is by far my favorite cover for a DAW book, and one of my favorites. Actually, no, it is my favorite Michael Whalen painting. And I don't know why I'm hyping it up, because I've talked about this painting many times here on this channel. You all probably know what it is. It is Michael Moorcock's Stormbringer. Yeah, this is the final book in the Elric series. It's number UE1755 in DAW Books. And what else can I say? It's just a fantastic Michael Whalen painting. Probably the coolest bit of Elric cover art ever produced. I love it, love it, love it, love it. And we do have some interior artwork, kind of. We have just this little shot of Elric wearing his dragon helmet on the title page. That's all the interior artwork that we get, I guess. Oh no, we do have a map. We do have a map of the Young Kingdoms. That's cool. It's a little blurry just because of the ink and paper that was used, but it's still a cool little map. All right, that's it. Those are all of my Yellow Spine DAWs. And since this is a tag video, I am going to tag someone. I'm only going to tag one person, and I'm pretty sure you guys know who it is already. That's right. I tag Kevin Toll Reads. Kevin, I've shown you mine. Now you show me yours. That came out wrong. But that's all for now, guys. Let me know in the comments, do you have any of these DAW books? What's your favorite DAW book? And until next time, guys, as always, farewell and keep reading.